Hello everyone and welcome back to, well, the year 1893, where we are right now in our beautiful Transport Fever, and we're looking at one of the stations that is completely, well, congested. And what is happening here? 39 people are waiting for Amsterdam Stockholm, so our, well, intercity connection here with the buses from Stockholm to Amsterdam is completely overloaded, right? There's so many people waiting there that with those simple buses I can't do anything there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build my first passenger train line, and this is the risky stuff because passenger trains in the beginning are extremely fragile and you never really know what's happening with them. I'm feeling confident though. We do have two cities there with majors, well, middle sizes, let's call it like that. It's the only two cities that I would like to connect right now with passenger trains. We do have some options over here. We have Hamburg, for example, and Milano. Both of them are actually also not so bad looking, so we might be looking out for them. The problem here is though rather the location for my train stations then, right? Well, Hamburg is a bit easier perhaps, but I would like to start over here now with Stockholm and Amsterdam. I also think that they're close enough together. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to build a train station, and I wanted to build it here actually. The road appeared right there. I'm going to build it here. This is the most expensive thing that I can do about it, but I need to pause this one here. But it's going to be long-term wise the best option. We could also build it here, but that's a bit too far out again. I would really like to build it here, destroying all those buildings. Well, that's how the business goes. But it's still taking in a lot of these. Why do I want to do it like that? Let's just place it there real quick. As we can see, we have our train station now. Why do I want to place it there? Because I want to keep the option open here. Don't forget that once we build that train station here and unpause the game, the city is going to grow around that station later on, right? So the 500,000 that I just invested in there is not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is later finding a good spot for train stations. Right now it's easy because those cities are rather small, and this is just the perfect location for that. We lost some 20 people there, I think, with that destruction, but they are coming back up again. Let's unpause the game because now it can continue to grow. And there we have the train station, and we can have then the connection with a high-speed network later for Hamburg, right? So Hamburg, my goal is then much later to have Lyon or London connected with Hamburg, Milano in the middle there, and then over to Stockholm, and then Amsterdam as the final destination. So something like that. It's going to be a bit risky there, but I think we'll be fine. Look at that. Those buildings are just spamming themselves right next to the station again. I don't mind. It seems to be a cheap location, so those people are doing it, right? They're growing back up there again. Now, the other thing is we do need a station here, and as I said, this is going to be the final destination, so we can have a terminus station here, so something that is permanently ending in this location there. Of course, for the terminus station, well, the terminus station will need to grow as well. It's a bit risky there as well, where we should place it. I think we're just going with the flow of the city here. We could also get rid of that road there, right, and have the terminus station a bit more like here, where the crossroads are. But I think we're going to make it beside it. Later on, that road will surely come back on track again. In fact, I could just build it myself, right, and thus help the city there with its development. We're going to help them. We're going to help them develop this one, right? So we don't need to, or well, the city doesn't need to do that anymore. And with that, yeah, we do get quite a lot of people in here. Let's place it. Let's just see what's happening there. There we have now the station. Does it look fine? It does look fine. We can make a bigger building out of this then later. We can also then add more tracks here later as well. And it's still going to be relatively close to the city center overall. I think this is a fine thing there. Alright, so having those two now, what we need to connect that, and that's probably the most difficult part of what we can do here, because the tracks can be rather expensive if we place them wrong. Also, we do need to watch out for, well, basically all these speed bumps and stuff like that. Here I think we do we have a problem already? Now we don't have a problem, just a normal crossing over the street there. As we can see how fast the train can go here, right? So we should of course stay with the 120 there as the max speed. Later we can have high speed tracks that will allow us to have even faster trains. And it would be very good to keep it at the maximum speed already here, so we don't need to change that much afterwards. Let's just check this one. I think we need to, yeah, it's always good to go a bit parallel to the road in general. This allows us to basically use the terrain manipulator of the road already. There we have still the 120, right? Going right in here. Perfect. So let's just keep it like that. Then once again, we stick to the road right next to us without any further problems. Perfect. Without any tunnel as well. So we keep it, yes, simple. Then we have still 120 and then we, boom, go in there. So I need to kind of like just place it in this angle there and then we should be able to connect. Here we're going from 120 down to 60 kilometers an hour. So this is a rather steep one. That is only 60 still. Unfortunately, I think it's not going to be different anyway. I mean, it's the entrance point to the station anyway, right? So I think we should be fine here. I just don't like the 59. That looks much better now. So there we have a bit of a better slope overall. And here we now have 68 when we leave the station, going 73. And then ride 100, 120. Perfect. So this is definitely a bit better overall for all of that. And as we can see, yep, this is a nice, gentle, well, track that we have there now. That goes right into those, well, almost city centers, right? That's going to be very good for later on. And we can also expand these stations then because we got the space and the road layout already close to it, just as we need. How big can this road here then be? Yeah, that's probably not going to happen then later, but here we can have it, right? Perfect. That's it. And the only thing we now need is, first of all, once again, a train depot. I'm going to have it probably pretty close to those tracks there, a bit further outside. So we can go both ways here. We can change that always, right? And I can still use the parallel track here over both of them. So no problem here. Everything's fine. And then I just need, well, once again, my train line manager here. And we're going from Amsterdam, and this already sounds pretty cool, Amsterdam to Stockholm with the trains, right? So this is going to be Amsterdam, Stockholm. And just that, because we can always, you know, kind of like sort it then here. Now, let's get us a train, right? Oh, we do have some interesting locomotives here. The PLM 220 is the fastest that we can go right now here. The Big C is a pioneer of aerodynamic locomotives. It's, yeah, 10 kilometers faster, but much more powerful. 2 times more powerful there again. So let's get this one, and then let's get us a passenger card. We do have 2 options here, the Bavarian passenger card or the compartment card. This one, the compartment card, can go up to 60 kilometers an hour. We need to be careful there because, you know, if it's the car too slow, it will slow down the locomotive and we can't allow that. With the capacity of 11, I'm, yeah, calculating that we got 2 compartments right now. 2.4 million this costs me, not cheap. And we can always add more cards later, well, if there's enough people. And ladies and gents, our very first passenger train is coming out there in all its glory and also in all its expensiveness, because boy, it's expensive. It should go pretty quickly, so 60 kilometers an hour it should easily reach then here on this track, since we kind of like make sure that this is possible, right? Yeah, well, what's happening now? Not that much. We don't have any people in here yet. It's not going to be so easy to attract people at first. People will of course try to get there by foot. This station is a bit further outside, so I will also need to adjust our public transportation system that we have in Amsterdam already. And I would like to get rid of the Amsterdam bus line completely. So we are going to just completely crush this one. There's still vehicles on the... Oh, we need to get rid of the vehicles first. Right, let's sell them. And then I can get rid of the Amsterdam bus line in general. And what we're doing here is also another novum. We're now going to have our first tram line here already. For that, we already have the streets for that. I'm not expecting this tram line here to make a lot of profit, but we can still try it, of course. It's going around here, then through the city center, right here, where we also have then that connection with the other line. In fact, we could do it here like a circle. Could make this one here a circle, actually. I think this is better because out there's nothing anyway. Let's make this one a circle, right? Then it goes up there to the train station that we have, and then it's taking a turn here, and basically turning around in this area, or, yep, just like that once again. I think this is going to work out. The only thing that we need now here is, first of all, getting rid of that street here again without the tracks, because that would look very ugly indeed. And then we still need some stations. So there we got the first ones. They're going both ways, obviously, because the tram will come from both ways. It's going then here, the tram, right? And going then... In fact, you know what? Let's make this one a turn. So this is going to be tracks. There we have them. It's a small street though. And here we're going to get rid of the tracks again. And we need to be careful here what type of street we choose. Otherwise we destroy the buildings around it and that would lead to bankruptcy immediately, most likely. Now that's that. The only thing now is it's taking a turn here. So we can have some stations there. And then it's going through the center right here. Down this station there, we already have that. And then this station and back up again to the... well, our train station. The only thing now I need is a tram depot, preferably a bit further outside. Yeah, let's have it out here really, at the end of this road there. And then after all, we do need tracks here once again to connect it, right? And now we can create a new line, and this is going to be our first tram line. And this tram line now is, just as we said, using this whole loop that we have there, going then here, the high street, this one, and there we have it now, our first tram line in Amsterdam. I hope it's going to be successful. I mean, not really. It's the primary goal here is to transport those passengers to the train stations, right? And then we just need to purchase one. We do have the horse-drawn streetcar. Lucky us, we don't need to see that anymore. We have the dump tram. There we have it. This one is electric. This one is steam. The electric has a bit more power. Both of them cost the same around. Let's go with the steam first, right? Because both of them can carry the same stuff. Let's purchase 2 of them, I think, for now. And then we put them out. And there they are in all their glory. Oh boy, they're still sitting now next to one of these tanks. Gosh, they're looking cute. Gotta say that. Beautiful trams that we have there now. And they're going to change the city of Amsterdam completely. Now with that, of course, the first bus is already gone. We still have this network here, Amsterdam Stockholm by bus, that I still need to get rid of, right? So this one would take away the passengers from the train, and we can't allow that. So no more of this. People will rather go now Amsterdam here. As we can see, they will take the tram and they will go then right to the train station that we have over there. I think I'm going to need more trams though. I think I'm going to add a third one to this network here. All right, let's go over to Stockholm. How's the train looking, by the way? I'm not expecting any profits at this point. I'm still expecting though that the train is running fine and people are using it. As we can see, people are using it, but they would have to travel a long distance there to this station there as well. So we're basically doing the same thing now in Stockholm with the trams. Alrighty, and a little bit later we also got trams now in Stockholm, and look at that, it's little electrified already, electrified trams. So I'm using the next generation basically, also adding of course power cables and that. I'm hoping that we can change that later, because of course it's also polluting the vision of the streets of Stockholm. But for now it's fine. We already got some people in there. I just love that we can really see actual people in there that are walking around, and yeah, they're now transporting well, people to the train stations, which is not 100% necessary. There's quite a lot here waiting at the train station already, so this tram is getting a bit full there. As I said, I'm not expecting the train and the tram to make profit anytime soon, but I think I was mistaken. I think the train is already making profit. There are 47 people now waiting for one train going to Amsterdam. And in Amsterdam, we got even more people waiting. Oh, actually, it's 42. It was a different symbol up there. Who cares, right? But where's the train? There's the train. And the train is full. And it's making profit already. Much faster than expected, to be honest. Of course, what we need to do here is we can still expand that train, of course. It has 2 cards. And we can still add 2 more, I think. Let's add 2 more, right? So there we have it. The train is getting a bit longer here. Can carry now 44 passengers and full again, right on that. Beautiful. And it's a really cool train there, as it is leaving now Stockholm in this really epic location and surrounding that we have, transporting more people than ever now. and still being able to top speeds here to 60 kilometers an hour. That's as much as we can go for right now. And of course, I could then add more tracks here later. But I'm really glad to see that this train is being used. It's really being used. We shouldn't add too many cars here though, because every car costs me maintenance cost, or increases the maintenance cost. And that means that they are only profitable if they're really being used all the time, right? So I think 4 might be overkill, because I think the train stations will be rather empty then soon. But for now, it's fine. There's quite a lot of people here now waiting. By the way, every one of them is an actual person, right? There we got Penelope Roberts. And she's going back to her residential building in Stockholm, a bit further away. And there's the train already coming, going right into Stockholm. Oh, we are in Amsterdam, right? I'm mixing those up. I shouldn't. 237,000 we made out of that. So this one, beautiful. The cool thing also is that this is never really empty in one way, like the cargo trains for now, right? Cargo trains are usually empty on the way back. Not this one here. This one is being used most of the time. Off it goes again, making us some nice money, as it should. It cost me quite a bit, and it's fine that it's being used like that. I can't say the same thing for the trams though, because yeah, they're not really highly used. This will of course change over time. I'm also expecting then some increase here in the growth rating for Stockholm and Amsterdam, because they're also now connected via train, and this is profitable. Now that's not the only thing that I want to do though. We still have this whole endeavor there, the iron mine that is delivering the iron to our steel mill. We're still using these trucks there. While profitable, not nearly as profitable as the trains are. Let's just check this one real quick. We do have the iron, there it is, 14 cars are on it. A profit of 260,000 at the moment. Not so bad, not so bad. But the train for the coal, 800,000, right? That's the same stuff basically that is being transported. And I want to change that. The first thing is we need to get rid of that train depot here, because it's kind of like in the way of this station. And then we need to build a station over here. This is going to be tricky. Look at those elevations, right? So those elevations are going to be a big problem for us here, what we want to do. The first thing is I want to have a cargo terminus station. There's no need for anything else really. And we do need to place it kind of like that we still have the street connection, but also that we have, oh god, also that we, I think it's only possible this way or this way. Let's build it here. 500,000 this one cost me. And then look at that. We need to have a bridge, and bridges are expensive. Only up to this point though here, right? And then it's a fine terrain again. 90 is the top speed for that, but that's because of the bridge. We can change the bridge to something that supports better speeds, like this one there, without really costing us that much more. You just see that we get a proper one that really fits in here. I like the silver one, to be honest. It's subtle. Let's take the silver one and let's build us the first bridge here. Right, and then we continue. Now this is also getting tricky. We get some tunnels there. Tunnels are really, really expensive, and I don't want to build too many here. Let's just see that we can kind of like get around these streets there. So there's a smaller tunnel now. Then I will probably take a curve here, while still able to maintain the 120. No next tunnel there. Oh, this is a problem though here. Right, we probably will need to build a tunnel there after all. In fact, we don't. Perfect. Right, we are still maintaining the 120 speed there. No tunnel needed. We can continue. We are getting a bit closer now. Let's maintain the 120. No bridge, please. Don't give me a bridge there again. I don't like bridges. This one should be possible somehow. There it is. Still top speed, perfect. And then we're taking this turn. Of course, here we need to slow down the train then, but that should be fine. Before I do that, we need to expand that station here to more tracks. So there I'm adding now some track on this side here. And then we're going to have the cargo platform on that side. Very nice. So we're expanding this whole thingy here. And also, let's have our curve now in here. Very nice. And the next train that we build here then, or the next tracks, will be much cheaper, but I think we've did a nice job there. How does it feel, you little truck drivers? You can see right now that I'm building some tracks there, right? You're scared for your life, right? I would be too, because you're about to lose your jobs there. dozens of people that we have here, and soon we're only going to need one locomotive driver that is doing the job for it. Very nice, I should say, efficiency wise. Not so nice for those truck drivers. I still need a train depot. We've deleted the last one, so let's go ahead and have us a nice train depot. Yeah, somewhere over here probably, that we can connect. The cool thing about those train depots is they're so cheap, we can always just place them somewhere, get us the train out, and then delete it again as soon as we don't need it anymore, right? Not a big deal. There we have it. The only thing now that we really need is Hamburg to Upper Hamburg. How very original that we have it now. It's going to be Iron 1. Let's call it like that. And in the train section, there we have it now, the Iron. And while we're about that, let's also rename the grain to Grain 1. And then the grain 2. I could further specify this though, of course, for the location where they are. But I think we're not going to have like 10 grain trains. So I think we can keep the balance there. And if not, if it becomes too much, then we are going to rename them just in a second. Now, that should be fine now, I think. I don't see anything wrong here. What we're going to do is we're going to now destroy that line here that we had. Let's get rid of all of these vehicles, getting us some money back there. Very nice. And then I can delete that line that we have. And instead, we're going to have this one now. We're going to use the latest locomotive that we can get, because I know that this is getting profitable. And we also got some new carts for iron. There it is. No, we didn't. Where's the modern cart? Didn't we get one? We didn't. All right. Gondola it is. It's still excellent. It's still good. Oh my goodness, that can be a very long train. I don't need to have it that long though. Reduce it 56. Let's make it 64. Out there and on the iron track it comes. Ladies and gents, our iron train is ready for departure, making us hopefully a lot of money in the process. Klondike, a new ship. We might be using that soon. Off it goes. So I'm expecting now some serious amounts of iron to pile up then here, because as I know, we're going to need lots of that, and they're coming. There's the iron coming. And just as it's about to leave, it's already full. 64 tons of iron are being transported now. Top speed I'm expecting. And isn't that just one of the most beautiful train lines these locomotive drivers have seen? It's certainly one of the most beautiful that I've seen so far in this game. And then we have it with the lake just right next to us, as the sun is just setting over there, as it seems, in this beautiful scenic location. Now we can maintain 120, of course, if you have better locomotives. This one can go up to 50 now with all that cargo in the back. It's got a lot of cargo there for sure, and it's hopefully going to make us some profit there. Let's just watch it as it also enters the station. How much do we make out of one hole? 470,000. How very nice. And back it goes again. This steel mill now has quite a lot to do, as we can see, right? So iron and coal is stored. The thing is, we could level this one up now if we find a customer for the steel that we produce now in this mill, and we could upgrade that mill then to higher levels. The problem is, a steel customer is hard to find, right? I think we do have one over there somewhere. There it is. In this machine factory, we already have a train here, so we could use those tracks kind of like, but then still we would need planks, and who would purchase machine parts? No one in the surrounding area. It's going to be hard to make this profitable, but for now I'm happy with the steel and also with having another profitable line. I really want to check now my Amsterdam Stockholm. That is making some good progress there. 250,000 credits. It's making, is it still full? It's not completely full anymore, right? So there is 33 people waiting. I think with 3 cars we should be fine. With 3 cars I think we can optimize that to further make this one a bit more efficient, right? We get some money back there. And 3 cars, that's 33 people, not more than that. The trams, I'm not expecting them to make some money. They're making money. They're making good money there, actually. When we compare it to the buses, they are usually in the 5 digits. This one here is in the 6 digits. Oh, in the 5 digits, sorry. Right, so the trams are pretty fine so far, with the electrical one pulling a bit more in than the steam tram. So far so good though. We have modernized 2 cities there with tram systems, and we got the first passengers now on the way to making us hopefully some real cash. Stay tuned.